Well, hello there, everybody. Thank you for coming and making my day merry. Now, I very much hope, as always, that I can make yours merry as well. Thank you so much for tuning in for this very special quest, my Pokemon Silver Dream Team quest. Pokemon Silver is my favorite game of all time, be it a Pokemon game or not. So I'm thrilled to be starting this. The Dream Team quest is looking for shiny Pokemon only to fill out the team members here. My name is Charlie Merriman. I'm merry by name. You know I'm merry by nature. And again, I very much hope that I can make your day merry today. I am a Pokemon Video Game Championships caster and a content creator, but I enjoy all of the treats that the Pokemon video games have to offer, be it competitive, right the way through to casual and beyond, and so that's what I enjoy streaming on my channel. Tonight is going to be certainly more casual, of those. Just shiny hunting. As I said, over the weekend, I was still feeling the ill effects from, I don't know, some bugs that were going around. I think I picked it up at the Birmingham Regional Championships the previous weekend. And so I'm still, as you could hear, a little bit of a residual cough, but we are improving. And I know that hanging out with you all tonight will be exactly what the doctor has ordered. I was, though, because I was feeling not the best over the weekend, able to do some work on this hunt, do some more research, improve that number, and we're at 1,337 now. So, you know, the odds are still 1 in the 8,192. So, we're not near odds at all, but we are getting there, and the more we do research, the closer we get to, well, obviously finding the shiny and also getting to odds and seeing just where the shiny will arrive. A matter of when, not if. The resets can take a little bit of time in this hunt, but that's the nature of shiny hunting in Generation 2, where things just, you have to get through a Professor Elm sequence talking to you before you can see if your Totodile is shiny or not. But just going to be chatting, hanging out tonight. Do enjoy a chill shiny hunting stream. So thank you so much for joining the most wonderful time of the day. Riley, what a very, very kind thing to say. Thank you so much, Riley. Wonderful time to see you as well. How are you doing? How is your Wednesday? We're halfway through the week, everybody. Congratulations. We're getting towards the weekend. Hello, Ash. Good to see you again. And, well, the merriest guy and the merriest merry folk. That's me, Roddy. Always a pleasure to see you. So, if we jump into our hunt here, well, it would help if I turned on my Game Boy, wouldn't it? That would really, really help. Excellent. Oh, turn the volume down. We shall be accompanied by this mellow music I've got going on, and let's try and get as many encounters in as possible. This isn't going to be conducive to this initially. Just bringing this more within arm's reach for me. I'd set it a little bit far away. All right, great. And the various optimizations for this hunt that I can explain as we go through. In fact, we can have our camera a little bit closer to this. Excuse this inelegant scrambling around, just gets it up. Okay. Very nice. So, how have everyone's days been? You won't be here for long, as always. That's a real shame, Ronnie. Yeah, I'm aware that these days you aren't around for too long in the streams, which is disappointed about. But maybe the timing just doesn't work out so well for you, in which case, that's a shame. But maybe you'll be able to join longer for a stream at some point. Who knows? Who knows? But welcome in Luke as well. It is indeed a merry man. And now I finally am at liberty to, or I have more time to be able to discuss your very thoughtful question yesterday about hobbies outside of Pokemon. Hello, Keys Clock, sorry. You certainly are new. Welcome to the chat. A pleasure to see you here. As you can see, 1,337 resets for Totodile, and make that 1,338. What's your story within Pokemon, Keys Clock? Are you a shiny hunter? Are you a competitive player? welcome to the channel. A pleasure to see you. And how did you come across the channel? Also, everybody, my latest episode of my podcast, Chazingdra Chats, dropped today featuring Adef, Pokemon science content creator. I have loved Adef's videos for Pokemon videos exploring science within the games for a very long time now. Who else listened or watched the episode today? I hope you enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to Adef. You cool with your boyfriend, 6:30. Fair enough. Rani, fair enough. Well, maybe you'll have time to stop by after the call, but that's great that you call so regularly. How are you doing, Keys Clock? Hope you've had a good day. Let me know how your day was and how you came across the stream today. Good afternoon. No worries, Ashwin. No worries. How is your day going? You are going for Shiny Arceus and BDSP. Very nice. Yes, it's a hunt that I started back when Arceus first came to BDSP. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. And I think I got to odds, but haven't got further. I'll have to resume that hunt at some point. They are long resets for Arceus, aren't they? But it's going to feel so good when that Pokemon shines, and such a powerful one as well. Looking for live shiny hunts on YouTube. Well, that'll be it. That'll be it, Keys Clock. I'm glad that on that basic level, the search function on YouTube is working. And you're Dutch. Always done stream when I could be back. Wow. That's a long call, Ronnie. I'm glad, though, that you and your boyfriend have so much to talk about. That's a good sign, isn't it? Hello, Double T. Good to see you. How's your day going? Hope you're having a very merry one, and I hope it's about to get merrier. You're at 3,785 resets so far. Nearly out odds, Keys Clock, so hopefully it shines for you soon. What's your favourite Pokemon, Keys Clock? Glad you've had a good day. You haven't been up long. I see. There's a 91 pickup team. Wow, okay. Good for you, Ashwin. Must feel nice to have that done. Ah, I see. Yeah, you're playing games and stuff. Yeah, makes sense, Ronnie. Makes sense. Yeah, what do we all think of the episode featuring Adef? I hope we enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed talking to Adef. If you're not familiar, yeah, he does videos about maths and science within video games, including Pokemon, mainly Pokemon, actually. Things like proving which Pokemon should be able to learn how to fly based on their biology, etc. Or could you surf, or how ice puzzles work in Pokemon according to the laws of physics. He's also got a background in acting and improvising and writing like I do, so thoroughly enjoyed talking to Adef a little bit more about that and generally making Adef's acquaintance, so I hope we enjoyed. Today's the day Totodile shines, Double T. Well, a bold claim. We are still way under odds, but it could happen. It could happen. Shinies can happen at any time. But thank you for the vote of confidence, Double Team. Your favourite shiny is Mew, Keys Clock. Your favourite Pokemon has to be Piplup. Piplup is such a wonderful choice. Yeah, very, very sweet Pokemon indeed. Your favourite shiny is Mew. Really, really cool choice there. Yeah, that light blue for Mew. Excellent stuff, Keys Clock. Everyone else listened to the episode a lot. Oh, no worries. It's a shame that your mobile data wasn't working, but I hope that is all fine, Ronnie. So then, Luke, you asked me yesterday in stream when I was doing competitive play, which, of course, harder to think properly about other things during a stream like that. You asked me passions besides Pokemon, things I'm passionate about. I think it's really changed over the years. And hello, Alex. Always a pleasure to see you, my friend. How are you doing? Hope you're having a very merry day and hope it's about to get merrier. I checked out a tiny bit of one of your YouTube videos today, Alex, and enjoyed the fun tone of what I saw. So keep it coming, Alex, and thank you so much for that. Those of you unaware, which I think is everyone at this point, Alex is actually working on a little thumbnail for me for the 8192 Birmingham Shiny Challenge video that I'm hoping to get out on Friday. I saw some of Alex's hand-drawn or drawn thumbnails and thought, yeah, let's try something a bit different. So, been talking to Alex a little bit about ideas today and looking forward to what we'll come up with. So, thank you to you, Alex, for helping me on this front. I'm looking forward to you all seeing the video. I was doing some editing today. Shouldn't need too much more, and then I just need to sort of put music in, and then we should be good to go. So, as I say, hopefully will come out on Friday, that video. Looking forward to you all seeing it. Glad you're doing well, Alex. Glad you're doing very well. You are hoping to leave the office shortly. Oh, wow. Since you've got a lot of snow, Riley. Fair enough. Nice to have a nice start to shiny hunts tonight. Yeah, absolutely. Get home, get cozy, get shiny hunting, Riley. What do you tend to do when you're shiny hunting? Is it watching streams? It was, Alex, the your most recent one. So it was, yeah, it was Oliver Gowsden's Eternatus team. I just saw the little introduction bit, and that was fun. Ah, yes, of course, Alex. Yeah, no, you take your time on your thumbnail there. I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with for that. So, Luke, to get back to your question finally, passions besides Pokemon. And, you know, before lockdown, when I lent back into Pokemon in quite the extent that I did, I was passionate, well, I still am to a certain extent, but I guess just more moderately now, about film. I would always watch a new film, always aim to watch films that I hadn't seen before. There was a good few years, actually, when I was really devoted to catching any and all films nominated for awards. You know, the Academy Awards, etc. I feel like maybe I overdid it and I watched too many films in quick succession. Because or maybe it's just because I enjoy playing video games more, but because post-lockdown, I haven't been so up on that. But I thoroughly enjoyed watching films over the holidays. Often the best time for that sort of thing. So those films, I love reading as well. It's just making time to read, isn't it? But I studied classics at university, so ancient history, ancient Greeks and Romans, etc. I'm fascinated by classical civilization and mythology and all that sort of thing. I'm passionate about that. It's just finding, as I say, finding the time to devote to reading, etc. I feel like we could have this camera even closer. Oh, that's not going to do anything. Excuse this. Everybody, I'm just making sure we have the best possible view. That is lovely. All right. So yes, that's another thing I would say. Ancient Greeks and Romans, reading generally. I think I would just read anything and everything when I was younger. And nowadays, I still will. I tend to read, if I do have time to read, it's just before bed. And if I'm reading just before bed, I actually tend not to want to read fiction because it sort of, I find, gets my brain too active just before going to bed. I'd rather read something factual. I find it easier to switch off just before bed if I'm reading something factual. So yeah. Other passions. I mean, music. I am passionate about music, but I guess jazz more so. Live jazz. Just seeing instrumentalists at the top of their game. That's one thing I'd say. I love the tennis when it's on, especially Wimbledon. I will follow that avidly. Things like that, Luke. I think film music as well in particular, actually. I like to follow along with, especially Thomas Newman. He's my favourite film composer. We were talking about the Lemony Snicket books last week, and he did the music for the Lemony Snicket film. He's done Skyfall and Spectre, 1917. He's worked with the director Sam Mendes a lot. So those are some things, Luke. Those are some things. I mean, there are more besides. I think generally I'm someone who's very interested in the world around them. Animals. Definitely passionate about animals. Whenever there's a nature program on, I'll try and watch it. Protecting wildlife, what we can learn from animals. So yeah, the list just keeps on coming, Luke, but those are some things, and obviously I'll mention it if I think of anything else that I didn't remember there. But how about you, Luke, and how about everyone else? What are things outside of Pokemon that you're really passionate about? Sorry about that long-winded answer, but that gives you an idea. What are things outside of Pokemon that we are all really passionate about? Yeah, it was a fun team, wasn't it, Alex? The Spectre Eternus team. Oliver did say that, because, you know, I spoke to him quite a bit over the course of that Birmingham weekend, that he didn't intend to continue to run it. It required too much serious thought while playing. It wasn't an easy team to run, I think is what he meant by that. But, yeah. Kind of depends on the mood. If you're tired after the gym or a long work day, you'll just lay back with, yeah, shiny hunting. If you're energized, you'll play RuneScape as well. Wow, that is serious multitasking. So you don't have music on or anything in the background, even when you're tired and you're just lying in bed. Don't have anything on in the background. Last night, Emerald, you hashed a 3 perfect IV Cubone. Wow. Speed, attack, defense. That's amazing. The fact that you got the attack is a huge advantage, Riley. Great Ivy shiny one day. Wow, Riley, very cool, very cool. It's such a cool quest, that. And as I will have said before, the fact that Pokemon just opened so many different quests to us that we can set ourselves. You know, I only stream 3 nights a week, but so many more adventures and quests that I could set myself. From the Pokemon games right from Generation 1 up to Generation 9, the present. So cool. Cubone, my love, Alex. Yes, one of your faves. I remember you mentioning the Alola Marowak rally, yeah, with Belly Drum as an egg move. Wow. Body Slam from the Emerald move tutor. That's all ribbons too. It's such a cool concept rally, really nice. And also nice to have that little quest alongside the Zangoose, which is obviously taking a very, very long time. And I hope it shines for you soon. Now, some of you might have noticed that I have reset before even checking this Totodile. in some instances. On that nickname screen just then that we saw, if you can see that the Totodile is female, then you can immediately reset it. And in the Pokemon status summary screen that we're about to see, if it has an HP stat of 21, then you can also reset it. That's 20, so we can check. Male and 20, but no shiny. It's just the way shininess works in these games. You cannot have a shiny Totodile that is female or has an HP stat of anything other than 20 in Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Now, last week, by the end of Wednesday's stream, when I was streaming this last, we'd reached, I think, 908 resets for Totodile. Over the weekend, I've been doing a lot of resetting for this, specifically more than 400, to bring us up to the total that you see here. I figured if I didn't do some hunting for this off stream, then we'd be here for an even insanely longer time than I already will be. So yeah, I've been filming my encounters off stream where I can, although over the weekend I wasn't feeling very well, so I didn't put myself through that. But hopefully the shiny reaction will be captured, whether it's on the stream or whether it's recorded when I record off stream with this quest. Trying to get yourself back into running. Watch a load of wrestling and try and cook fun stuff. Yeah. That's good, Alice. That's important to be creative with the food that we are cooking. Oops. You really enjoy editing too. I'm trying to think of other things you call your passions. Yeah. It was a good selection. It was a good selection, Alex. And of course, always a good thing when your passions tie up with, well, I guess YouTube is... when your passions tie up with your hobby, or indeed something that could end up providing income. I do love a food program as well, I've got to say. Especially when having dinner or a meal. There's a program on called The Great British Menu that's... it's been going for a few series now. And yeah, the recent one just started, and it's chefs at the top of their games trying to submit courses, meals that they make for a banquet, and some really inspirational things that you see on there. I'm not much of a cook myself. I'd like to be better, and I think if I'd done more cooking from a younger age, then I would have... There's a chance I'd have a proper passion for it, but yeah. You have lots of passions, Luke. Best way to be. Coding. Ooh, cool. Okay. Music. Yep. Gaming. Animals. Birds and hippos. That's an interesting combination. Birds and hippos. Blogging. Maths and sports. Especially tennis and football. Don't watch much of the latter these days. Yeah. Good selection, Luke. That's a really... That's a comprehensive list. Cool, well, if you're a fan of maths, then I hope you enjoy today's episode of the podcast featuring ADEF on the channel right now. Great question, Luke. You used to edit a load of wrestling shows when you were involved with that. Yeah, fair enough. Love a bit of Bake Off. Yes, Alex. A classic show. Great British Bake Off. Would anyone in the chat consider themselves a great baker? I would not, by the way. My girlfriend, though, is a really good baker, and I really enjoy baking with her. I love learning from her. We made some really amazing stuff over the years. We made a fig cake once. Oh, incredible. Figs are so special. You're a fisherman, a carpenter, a rookie golfer, and a Canadian hockey player. That's so cool, Riley. That's so cool. Good to have a broad range. You can't bake. Place your bets, by the way, everybody, as to when Totodile is going to shine. I can't remember what number I said last week. I think it was in the 3,000s. 3,800 and something, maybe? Not sure. Anyway, you love baking as well, Ronnie? Oh, nice, okay. Yes, I remember you saying, actually, Ronnie. What are our predictions for Pokemon Day, everybody? What would we like to... Well, I mean, predictions / what we'd like to see, all that sort of thing. Because it's not too far away. That's true, Riley. I don't have to face. Very fortunately. Okay. Just had to cool down slightly there. Yeah, what are our hopes for Pokemon Day? See you later, Ronnie. Have a good call with your boyfriend. Have a merry rest of your day. To see some kind of, on the topic of Pokemon Silver and Gold, to see some kind of Johto remake would be... that would just be the best news. Like a Let's Go Johto or something. Or just for the Switch, generally. It might not be a Let's Go game, but I'd love to see that. Some news of Generation 10, maybe, but... I've just realised I can have my keyboard much nearer to me so I can increase these encounters much more easily. You know, Baker, you're a savoury chef. Very nice, Double T. Very nice. Have I asked you before what your favourite dishes to make? I apologise if I have, but and you probably get that question a lot, but I would be fascinated to hear. Some news of Generation 10, but I mean... I don't know. Maybe they'd save that for the 30th anniversary, so maybe they'd save it for a year's time. I guess Legends ZA news we are likely to get. Some kind of... I wonder if there'll be more coming to Scarlet and Violet as well. I'm not sure about DLCs, but a bit like they did the massive mass outbreaks in Legends Arceus. Something like that could be cool. Anyway, you are vegan. Oh, cool. Good for you, Alex. Good for you. I increasingly find myself going for vegan options on menus, and it's not because I am vegan. I just think that sometimes the vegan option seems the most inventive, creative, exciting. in terms of the different flavors going on. Yeah. As they announce the first partners for Generation 10. That'd be a bold, bold claim, Alex. Thinking about Scarlet and Violet, they announced the first partners. The year that it came out, so the Pokemon Day 2022, they announced it. So that would suggest that Gen 10 is coming later this year, which I highly doubt it is. Even though there tend to be 3 years in between main series Pokemon games. Scarlet and Violet came out late 2022, so already autumn this year is when, based on previous main series Pokemon games, they would have historically released the next generation, if that makes sense. Which I cannot believe. I know it feels like Scarlet and Violet have been around for a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, they haven't really. Approaching 2.5 years at this point. Who knows? Who knows, Alex? Your predictions, what you want to see, are unlikely to line up. Another non-gameplay trailer for ZA. Interesting. I think we might get a gameplay trailer. I think we might get a trailer that has gameplay from ZA in it. Riley. If we get an update on that game, which I expect that we will. I have no idea, but we'll get some Trading Card Game Pocket updates, I have no doubt. I think there'll be some news beyond ZA as well, is my hunch. I have no idea, but it's fun to speculate. You're still discovering your favourite dish. Fair enough, Double T. And, you know, probably asking a chef for one favourite is a bit of a tall order. So, presumably you have a few that you're fond of. After you graduated culinary school, you made a goal to learn about the different kinds of cuisine before you can have a favourite dish. Yeah, fair enough. That's a very good goal to have, Double T. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear a few of your favourite dishes. You only ever eat out at Wagamama. Well, it's a great restaurant. If you want something substantial that's, you know, healthier, Wagamama is a really good option. Such good flavours. Hopefully we get the first partners for ZA. We could do, I suppose. I'm not sure. I guess ZA is coming out this year, so I imagine we'll... I can see things going one of two ways. It could be a very fleshed out trailer for Legend ZA, but that's all the news we get on the video game side of things. Or we get some kind of shorter gameplay trailer and we have news of other games too. Is what I would guess. Welcome in, everybody. Please do like and subscribe if you're enjoying, by the way. This chill Wednesday stream. Shiny Hunting and Pokemon Silver. For my Dream Team quest. So, Alex. Interesting. Yeah. Imagine having the Tapus in Scarlet and Violet for competitive Pokemon. I imagine the X and Y legends, Xerneas and Yveltal and Zygarde, would only come once their day is out, because they'll presumably have a key role to play in those games. Oops. But yeah, it will be interesting to see if more Pokemon will become competitively able to be used. Because you do wonder where the competitive one will go from here. Big old bowl of ramen, yes please. It's interesting, Alex. Yeah, ramen is just such a hearty meal, isn't it? It's a big bowl of goodness. Love to see it. Dream scenario. Oh wow, Riley. That's a really interesting suggestion, yeah. Competitive done through Pokemon Home. Who knows? Maybe a big change, a big shift like that will happen at some point. That's a really cool idea. We'd have to see. That was a female, so we can reset there. You love making French toast. That's one of your favourite dishes. Ooh, yeah. Whew. And what a dish that is, Double T. French toast. Delicious. If I was on my own podcast, what would my dream team be? Yeah, good question, Alex. I have been asked that before, actually, and maybe at some point I will appear on my own podcast, so I will keep that a secret. But appreciate you asking, Alex. Appreciate the question. But speaking of that, have we listened to today's episode of Chazingdra Chats featuring ADEF? Drop today. Chazingdra Chats is my podcast where we take a stroll through the life stories of people in the Pokemon community, discovering the 6 Pokemon on their dream team along the way. ADEF makes videos about science and maths within video games, especially Pokemon, and it was fantastic to be able to feature him on the show. Had a really fun chat, so do check that out. It's on the channel right now. Came out today. And 40 more episodes of the show on the channel as well. Featuring a huge range of guests, competitive in the video game space, trading card game, Go, Unite. Content creators like ADEF, Shiny Hunters, you name it, there's going to be something for everyone. So do check out the show. It's going to be something to enjoy. And I have been editing my Birmingham 8192 Shiny Challenge video over the past couple of days. And I'm looking forward to you all seeing that. It should be out on Friday. And again, Alex in the chat is helping me out with the thumbnail, which is really exciting. At the Birmingham Regional Championships a couple of weeks ago, I hosted a Shiny Challenge. It's an idea of Nora in the future over from the NA region. And Quick Panic Kyle has hosted a couple as well, another content creator. Finding as many shinies as possible within an hour on the Generations 2 to 5 Pokemon games where the odds are 1 in 8,192. And we did find at least one shiny. So, yeah, it was a great event. Looking forward to you all seeing it. Got all my socials linked below. I'm at Chazingdra on everything. YouTube, obviously. X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. So do have a follow along there. I've got my Discord community link below as well. If you want to continue to share our love for all the treats that Pokemon video games have to offer off stream, then do hop into Chazingdra's Chocolate Factory. Come and join the merry folk. It will be a pleasure to see you. Got my Patreon link below as well if you want to support me as a creator. And that also gets you access to bonus content from the podcast, the Rapidash rounds of my guests, where I ask them quickfire questions they haven't prepared for. So, will they do a mythical only format? Interesting. Double T, that's an interesting question. When they did that, the only other time they've done that, at the end of Sword and Shield, just before Scarlet and Violet came out. And again, Generation 10, I doubt comes out this year. And so just to do a mythical only format and then switch back to something more normal, in inverted commas, I think might be a bit anticlimactic. I think the only time they would do a mythical format is when a brand new game is about to come out. Which, you know, they could for Legends ZA. But I don't think they will. I think they might just before Generation 10 comes out, is what I would guess. Double T. Instead of one legendary, you can pick one mythical. That's an interesting idea. I mean, when they did this in Sword and Shield, was it Series 13, it was called? You could have as many mythical Pokemon as you would like. I think it could be more than one of each as well. I might be wrong about that. So yeah, it was all bets off. Well, hello, Nintendo Yen. Good to see you in the chat. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Always a pleasure to see a new name in the chat. How are you doing? How did you come across the stream today? And I hope you're having a very merry day, and I hope I can make it even merrier. I have not, no. Are you a shiny hunter or are you a competitive player, Nintendo Yen? Appreciate you hanging out, either way. Halfway through the episode, and you're enjoying it. I'm very pleased, Alex, the episode with ADEF. Hope you enjoyed the second half as well. It's just as good as the first. Some might say even better than the first half. Excuse me. You're imagining me doing a podcast with myself, filming both parts. I could do it that way, Luke. More likely I'd get someone to host it, but it would certainly be fun. ZA... like a 9.5, not a 10. Yeah, I think so, Ethan. I don't think ZA will count as Generation 10. Normally, the first game of a new generation is normally the new main series. So Scarlet and Violet, for example, are the first games of Generation 9. For example, when Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu came out, they were still Generation 7. They still count as Generation 7, even though they were the first games for the Switch. And it's interesting to think about, because of course in Sword and Shield we had Legends Arceus, we had Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. They're all Generation 8 games. Scarlet and Violet are still the only Generation 9 games we have. So ZA will be fleshing that out a bit as Generation 9 games. But I wouldn't be surprised if those are the only other Generation 9 games before Generation 10. Oh, you've been subscribed for a little bit. Well, thank you very much, Nintendo, and I'm glad you've been enjoying the content. Big shiny hunter, you're getting into the trading card game. You've seen a couple of episodes. Good! I'm pleased that you're enjoying those episodes. And as a shiny hunter, I'm sure that Matt Absol Blogs Pokemon's episode spoke to you on a deep level. Thanks so much for being subscribed. So what's the shiny you own that you're proudest of, Nintendo? The eagle-eyed amongst you, by the way, might have noticed that I have changed the playmat Exhibit A. Where's my hand? There it is. Exhibit A. From the Terrapagos mat that I had before. This is now an Ogapon one. Felt like freshening things up. We're approaching 1,400 encounters, everybody, or resets. Wonder how many encounters this will take total. H indeed, Nintendo. H indeed. Who are some bands, artists that people are listening to right now? Oh, I need to be better at hydrating, don't I? Would love some new music recommendations. There's so much out there, and I wish there were more time in the day to listen. A bit like with reading. I don't have much to recommend, although I did come across this band, Ezra Collective. Again, I'm a fan of jazz, funky stuff. And Ezra Collective, really good for that. We'd love to hear other people's recommendations. How's everyone's weeks going? What are people up to this week? Hope we're having a very good one. More than halfway through. What are people's plans for the weekend? Ezra Collective, you also have heard, Luke, and you like them. Good. Yeah. Discovered them over the holidays and found them on in the background quite a lot. Goldford and Jeremy Loops. Noted, Ethan. Goldford and Jeremy Loops. What sort of music do they play, Ethan? Ah, Chappell Roan, yes. My girlfriend has talked a lot of Chappell Roan. I haven't heard too much of her stuff myself, actually, of their stuff myself. System of a Down, Fall Out Boy, My Chemical Romance. Classic! Shouts, Alex, classic. Carly Rae Jepsen. Her newer stuff. Oh, wow. I didn't know that Carly Rae Jepsen was releasing newer stuff in Tenyen. Good to know. Thank you for illuminating me on that. I'll have to check that out. Because I really enjoyed her hits back in the day. Thank you for that. So, Goldfall, Jeremy Loops, and Carly Rae Jepsen new stuff. I'll have to check out. Trying to get your reset numbers up on the Roaming Entei and Raikou in Soul Silver. Yeah, good for you. Oh wow, that's quite the intense hunt in Tenyen. So you save before you set the Pokemon free, and then you have to encounter them, and if they're not shiny, you reset. And speaking of reset, that's 1,400, everybody. 1,400. Sorry that the light shining on my SP is just cutting across that sort of horizontal bar on the floor there, but yes, that is 1,400. I actually started this hunt a year or two ago, but then when I started streaming, I thought, oh, I'll save it for that. So I don't know where to count. I probably won't, but there's a chance that I could count those original encounters as well. But this is just as of when I started this quest a few weeks ago. This 1,400. What numbers are you up to for the Roaming Entei and Raikou Nintendo? Goldford is pop and Jeremy Loop's indie. Fair enough. It can be hard to describe music genres, can't it, Ethan? Also, people seem to have new ways of describing music genres these days. / there are just new genres around. And I'm sounding old, but it's true. I get left behind by these kids and their newfangled music. Peter, hello! Biggest nostalgia, Silver was your first game ever. Wow! Yeah, well, Peter, Silver is my favourite game of all time. Whether it's Pokemon or not, Silver's my favourite game of all time. So, not my first game ever, but we're certainly on a similar wavelength there, Peter. And welcome to the chat. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're having a merry day. And I hope it's about to get merrier. What have you been up to today, Peter? I haven't been counting, but you've been at it for about 6 months. Wow, good for you, Nintendo. Do you often not count your hunts, the encounters on your hunts? In the past year or so, you've done a lot of Generation 3 hunts in Leaf Green and Colosseum with roamers on the side. Colosseum, cool. So, what Leaf Green hunts have you done, Nintendo? Very cool. At some point, I'd like to do a Leaf Green Dream Team quest. Those Generation 1 remakes. So good. A favourite Pokemon I've never caught. Really good question. And yeah, great that you're here, Peter. I'm glad you're doing well. Whereabouts are you based? And how did you come across the stream? Are you a shiny hunter or are you a competitive player? Count for some, but not all of them. Fair enough, Nintendo. And you love a Colosseum shiny hunt rally. It's not something I've tried myself. I never had Colosseum. Favourite Pokemon I've never caught? I mean, since getting back into the franchise with Sword and Shield, I enjoy completing the Pokédex. I enjoy that as a task in itself. Excuse me. Favorite Pokemon I've never caught. I mean, there'll be some mythicals that I've never obtained. Celebi, I guess. They did do a shiny Celebi distribution, but in terms of actually caught, because I missed out on Pokemon Crystal on the 3DS online store. And that means I've never had Celebi in Crystal. And I would love to. I'd love to shiny hunt it as well. In fact, Toasted in my Discord community was shiny hunting Celebi in Crystal. Wonder how that's going for them. That's a good question to everyone, actually. Do you have a favourite Pokemon that you've never caught? Excuse me. I'm still getting over my cold that I picked up in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago. Oops. You finished your Dream Team quest with Vulpix. But the full team was Bulbasaur, Magnemite, Slowpoke, Dratini, Doduo, and Vulpix. Wow. Cool targets. Bulbasaur, Magnemite, Slowpoke, Dratini, Doduo, Vulpix. Very nice. Were those just some of your favourites from Generation 1, or is there a reason behind each of them? Have you liked and subscribed? Thank you, everybody. Vulpix would be on mine as well, for sure. Vulpix is one of my favourite Pokemon. I've actually got a little Vulpix desk ornament cheering me on. I love foxes, so there you go. Which reminds me, Nintendo, I need to talk through a reminder of my targets in this very Dream Team quest. So we're starting with Totodile, of course. Also on the team is going to be... So ultimately for Alligator. Also on the team is going to be Forretress. Love bug types. I remember first seeing Forretress when I was younger. Loved it. Espeon. I remember when my Eevee evolved into Espeon in Pokemon Silver when I was younger. And, you know, it takes a long time, those friendship evolutions in Generation 2. So, real soft spot for Espeon and fond memories of that evolution. I personally prefer Espeon to Umbreon. I love the design. Both are really cool, obviously, but yeah, just personal preference. And Kingdra, my favourite Pokemon. Water and Dragon is a cool combination. I love seahorses. I love the design, quite simply. I could never have one when I was younger. I didn't have anyone to trade with. For that and many more reasons, Kingdra's my favourite Pokemon. Piloswine, Ice is my favourite type. I think having a shiny from the Ice Path would be really, really cool. No pun intended. And Piloswine, Swinub, just a fun design for a Pokemon. And then for the final target, either Skarmory or Xatu. Skarmory... You can find in Pokemon Silver, of course, and you can actually do a repel trick so only Skarmory appears, but it's very slow. I think you can increase the encounter rate to 10% from the 5 if you have the Pokemarch on the radio. Basically, my plan is just to see how brutal those encounters are for Skarmory when we get there, and if it's just too much, then I'll go for Xatu instead. I would be happy with either, to be honest, and either would be such a cool flying user to have on the team. But that's the plan. For Alligator, Forretress, Espeon, Kingdra, Piloswine, and then Skarmory or Xatu. That's the plan. When you went on a school trip, you encountered a shiny Shanks. Oh my goodness! Oh no. Your favourite and your classmate turned off your DS. Oh, wow. Oh, Peter, that is gutting. I am really sorry to hear that. I hope that, yeah, you say you've never got over that one. I mean, that's totally understandable. I hope that you're able to reclaim it someday. So, it's just a completely random shiny Shanks. I'm so sorry to hear that, Peter. That's brutal. Kids. Yours is Golisopod because it looks cool. You never played Gen 7. I see. As in favorite Pokemon you've never caught. Golisopod you can get in Sword and Shield though as well. Ethan, so if you have access to those games, you can catch it, and it is a very cool Pokemon. It was actually on my Sword and Shield team for a while. But then the team changed. They're just a bunch of your Kanto favourites, Nintendo. Yeah, good choices. And a good variety of typing as well, of types. Oh, Good thing I saw the power on my DS, on my Game Boy Advance SP. Because I need to plug it in. And there was an encounter a couple of weeks ago that I never actually got to check because oops, my Game Boy lost power. So that might have been the shiny, and we'll never know. You prefer Espeon to Umbreon as well, Peter? Or on the same wavelength there? Skarmory is, yeah. That's why it might be Xatu instead of Skarmory and Nintendo, but yeah. Thank you for confirming that for me, but yeah, I wish it was a slightly easier hunt, Skarmory. As a Kingdra lover, must have been really happy that Wolfie won the last regulations at H Regional with one. I certainly was, Peter. That was quite the crazy story, that, because I am a caster of the Pokemon Video Game Championship Series. And I'd done 3 events in the autumn, Dortmund, Lille, and Gdansk. Every single one. Regulations at H, Kingdra being my favourite Pokemon. In my caster predictions, Kingdra was number 1 for me. It was a bit of a joke. I never actually expected anyone to do well with it, but there it was. I mean, my favourite Pokemon had to fly the flag for it. And then, of course, Wolf goes and wins the last Regulations at H regional with Kingdra. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I told you all along that Kingdra was great and was going to win something. I can't believe it was, yeah. It had just become a bit of a running joke on the broadcast that I would say that Kingdra was the best, even though no one was bringing it ever, and then Wolf does go and win. But you're right, Peter. I was ecstatic to see Kingdra win the last Regulations at H regional. What's your favourite Pokemon, Peter? Oh, Shinx is your favourite. Yes, I remember you saying. Yeah, and I hope that you reclaim that Shinx in Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum one day. Nata also gives a chance at a Smeargle phase. Yeah, exactly, in Nintendo, which is only a 10% encounter, I believe, but would be very, very cool to find a shiny Smeargle. It's interesting because the sort of shiny coloration of the sprite of Smeargle and the regular one is kind of the other way round from how they're depicted now, as in the Game Boy Color era, they kind of appear red and the shiny is green. Whereas the modern Smeargle sprites, the regular is green and the shiny is red. Bit of trivia for you. Vanillux. Favourite Pokemon you've never caught, Double T. Didn't play Black, White, or Black 2, White 2. I see. Well, may you catch a Vanillux at some point, Double T. And I think, yeah, that's also available in Sword and Shield, so you could go and catch one in that game. Hello, Emerald. Good to see you. How you doing? Hope you're having a merry day. Hope it's about to get merrier by being here. How's your day going? How's your week going? Please do like and subscribe if we are enjoying a bit of a chill with this shiny hunting, everybody. You couldn't really get Luxray to work in Regulations at H. Yeah. That's a shame, Peter. But good for you for trying to use your favourites, which is, of course, what Karen of the Johto Elite Four encourages us to do. One of your favourites that you haven't shiny hunted yet is Piplup. Would you do that in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Nintendo? Yeah, exactly. The Smeargle colours are inverted in Generation 2. Trying to complete the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl Sinnoh Pokedex for the Shiny Manaphy. Yes, so cool, those events that they revealed. Or the distributions they revealed. If you complete your home Pokedex for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, then you can get a Shiny Manaphy. If you do the same for Legends Arceus, then you can get a Shiny Enamorus. Really, really cool distributions. And it's interesting because they've done this with Meloetta before if you have a complete home Pokedex. And they'd never revealed Meloetta's Shiny before, I don't think. It makes you wonder what other games they might do that for, and then what that might pave the way for, I guess. With more games that we might be getting. Anyway. Yeah, I need to get on that myself. I need to... I've completed the Pokedex in Legends Arceus and BDSP. But not in home. That is a different requirement. So that's something I'll need to spend some time on. I haven't got my Meloetta either. So I've got my work cut out. But good luck to you on that quest, Emerald, and good luck to anyone else who's going for that Shiny Manaphy and Shiny Enamorus by completing their home Pokedexes for those games. If I could change one Shiny, which would it be and what would I make it look like? Really good question, Peter. See, some people here would pick out a really subtle shiny and say, made that better. I personally, for example, Glaceon, my favourite Eevee evolution, that shiny is very subtle. It just sort of goes a bit paler. But I think we've got to have a broad range of subtle versus outlandish shinies, and I think the Glaceon's is pretty smart, actually. So I wouldn't say something like that. Let me think about this. I might have to reflect on that one. Okay, actually, the answer I will give for now, Peter, is I really love Gibble's shiny. I think Garchomp's could be more like Gibble's. You know, that sort of... that more electric blue and sort of a yellow stomach. I would... that sort of thing for Garchomp, maybe. Although, again, you know, I do like the subtleness of that shiny. But yeah, that's one I'd consider, I guess. And you probably go for Piplup in Generation 4 over Remix. Fair enough, Nintendo, yeah. Shiny Hunter something in its original generation just hits different, doesn't it? Shiny Ghastly, Alex. I actually just bought Shield recently. Nice. I haven't played or started playing that one. Well, I hope that you enjoy it when you do. Didn't know it was in Generation 8. Yeah. So, maybe a Vanilluxe on that team. Double T. As a fan of Vanilluxe, you'll enjoy Adef's episode of the podcast that came out today. A big Vanilluxe fan. Any of the Kalos Mythicals for Legends ZA? I guess so, Nintendo, yeah. Yeah, really cool options for future distributions. Almost done with the BDSP Pokedex. Cool. Emerald, nice. So that Manaphy, that shiny Manaphy is nearly yours. And the Enamorous, I assume you mean. All the Pokemon Legends Arceus Pokedex for the shiny Enamorous. If you could change one shiny, you change Garchomp. Yeah. Oh, how strange. Double T, you and I on the same wavelengths. I hadn't even read your message before I said that. What about you, Peter? The person who asked the question. What would you say? You wanted shiny Garchomp to have Sharpedo's colour scheme. As in shiny Sharpedo's colour scheme, Peter. That'd be interesting, yeah. Oh, the Meloetta. Oh, I see. Rather than the Enamorous. Cool, well, good luck, Emerald. Nearly there. Who are we thinking the ZA first partner Pokemon are going to be? Good question, Ethan. Let me reflect on that. You didn't own a Switch when Sword and Shield came out. When you could afford one Scarlet Violet already out. Yes. I see. Well, kind of exciting in a way in hindsight, because now you get to enjoy Sword and Shield for the first time, and they are fantastic games. I love the art style of Sword and Shield. It's possibly my favourite art style of any Pokemon game. So yeah, you're in for a treat, Double T. That's a female. We can reset. Any Totodile that's female or has an HP stat of anything other than 20, we can reset. It's not going to be shiny, just the way it works in this generation. So, the first partner Pokemon in Legends ZA. What do we all think, everybody? So, obviously they're not going to be any of the same as in Pokemon Legends Arceus. And that was Cyndaquil, Oshawott, and Rowlet. Unlikely to be Bulbasaur, Charmander, or Squirtle, just because they are their own thing. I could see a Generation 3, although we do have the Megas, don't we, for the Generation 3 evolutions? That isn't necessarily a bar. I see Generation 3 happening. Hello there, Sam. Good to see you. How are you doing? Hope you're having a very merry day. Hope it's about to get merrier. That's right. That's right. This Totodile is going to happen at some point, Sam. It's going to happen at some point. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Thinking about what the first partner Pokemon might be in Pokemon Legends ZA. And I think maybe a Generation 3. Maybe a Generation 4. And Generation 8. Those are generations we haven't had yet. As in generation starters that we haven't had in Legends Arceus, exempting Generation 1 because it's so hallowed, and Generation 6 because that is the base generation, and Generation 9 because it's the most recent. So I'd say Generations 3, 4, and 8. And in terms of which Pokemon, so what? That's a choice out of Toriko, Torchic, Mudkip, Turtwig, Chimchar, Piplup, and then Grookey, School Bunny, Sobble. I don't think they do Piplup because it's so popular, Piplup. I can see Chimchar. I could see a regional variant of Colossian Infernape. Yeah, a regional variant of Infernape I could see. And then between Generations 3 and 8, That would mean either Trico and Mudkip or Grookey and Sobble. I think I can see Grookey and Mudkip. Although, actually, no, because if we have Chimchar, it probably wouldn't be Grookey, would it? So maybe Sobble and Trico. Yeah. Sobble and Trico. I would say Trico, Chimchar, and Sobble. That's my reasoned conclusion. What do we all think about that? What do you all think that your that the first partner Pokemon will be in ZA? Clotion and Incineroar. I mean, it could happen. Be interesting to see a regional form of Incineroar. Have a nice chill day. Very good. Glad you're having a chill one. Yeah, my day's been decent, thanks, Sam. I've actually been editing my Birmingham 8192 Shiny Challenge video, which I'm hoping to have out by Friday. Watch this space for that. I've been editing the past couple of days, and good progress. Hopefully, nearly done. Sam in the chat, everybody, Revenant, was part of that challenge that I hosted in Birmingham. We were trying to find as many shinies as we could find in 1 hour on Generations 2 to 5 Pokemon games. This is, of course, a Generation 2 Pokemon game. And it was a lot of fun. And we had some success, but I will save any further details for the video. You think the first partners will be the most popular Pokemon first partners that don't have Megas? Ooh. That's an interesting theory, Double T. So that would be Piplup and maybe Trico. It could be Listen as well. Yeah, not sure. I think Mega Charizard Z and Mega Mewtwo Z would be funny. That could happen too. I wouldn't say that's entirely unlikely, Nintendo. I don't know, I could just see that happening. The Z forms. I think that monotype first partners will be the best choices. Interesting. So they change a lot by adding a type. It does keep things exciting. Although, it would be interesting if they chose some Pokemon that ordinarily gain a second type, but then in ZA they remain monotype. That could be interesting. But yeah, I would say Trico, Chimchar, Sobble. I see where you're coming from, Peter. In Generation 8, it was quite refreshing when all the first partners just remained monotype. Grass, fire, and water. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't already, everybody. Thank you very much. Let's see if we can get up to 1,500 resets tonight. I hope we'll be able to. Should be able to, just about. Let's see. Should we do some Pokemon cries, everybody? I know that Jerbski was incredible at guessing Pokemon cries in stream last week. Prides themselves on doing so. No less. This is something that was started during my Safari Week streams, and I am still working on my Safari Week video, by the way, everybody. Slow progress, but we'll get there. I went more than 50,000 encounters for a shiny Pokemon I accidentally ran away from, but I'll save further details for the video itself. Anyway, to help pass the time during those streams, I was doing Pokemon Cry impersonations. For people in chat to guess. So let's give you one to guess, shall we? Okay. Who's that? If this is making no sense to any of you, that's absolutely understandable. But guess that Pokemon. Your clue is it's Generation 2. And I will be back tomorrow, 5:45 GMT. Continuing my Pokemon Brilliant Diamond soloing with Ledian run. And we are up to Cyrus. We need to save the world from Cyrus at the top of the Spear Pillar. And then we also have the 8th Gym Leader to battle. So it's going to be a bumper stream tomorrow with Ledian, and I cannot wait. Looking forward to seeing you there. It's always such a fascinating ride. It's a roller coaster. Even just a simple trainer battle can be a boss battle when you're just running Ledian. Having said that, got a good high level on Ledian. We were struggling with disobedience on Ledian before, because it had to be traded over from another file, because you can't find Ledibur early enough in the game otherwise. However, with the more badges we've got, the less obedience has been an issue. And yeah, we're up to saving the world from Cyrus. And then the 8th, the final gym, which is the Electric Gym. We have a weakness to it. So see you tomorrow, 5:45, for seeing how far we can continue with that. And then we're nearly at the Elite Four. And then it's time for a new challenge. We'll have to see. So don't even think about missing some of the final streams for Ledian. And I say final streams, if the Elite Four is a real hurdle, then obviously we'll be stuck on that for a while. But I hope to see you tomorrow for that. Let me take a look at some of these guesses. You guessed Regidrago. And then when I said Generation 2, you realised you were wrong, Alex. Which underpowered Pokemon needs a Mega? Incineroar. Yes. Alex, yeah. Incineroar. That famed competitive Pokemon. Gen 2, that's right. That's right, Double T. Gen 2. And it's not Spinarak Nintenyan. Who is that Pokemon? I'll give you another clue. It evolves twice. It evolves twice, so a 3-stage evolution. Mareep, the Dunsparce. Well, it's a Gen 2 Pokemon, Double T, but it's not Dunsparce either. I'll give you the biggest clue. You can see it on screen multiple times during this very stream. Who is that Pokemon? If you're just tuning in, we are guessing Pokemon from their cries, a game that we do sometimes play on this channel. And I will reveal the answer soon. I'll have someone suggest a cry for me to do. Or maybe I'll do one of the ones that someone suggested already, actually. It is Totodile, Alex. Exactly. Shall we have the big reveal? If you can hear this. Oh, I can't lift it nearer the mic, but hopefully you can hear it. You ready? So I could have been much more accurate there, but, you know, we are trying to replicate 8-bit cries with our voices. No way that's Iris. You're right, Double T. It's not Iris, it's not Kingdra either. It is Totodile. Literally the one that we have seen multiple times during this very stream. So congratulations to you, Alex. Now, let me give... Ooh, let me give Spinnerack a go. That's quite difficult, Spinnerack. It's like... It's slightly... squeaky. It's slightly, Ariados is like... Oh, it's really difficult to do. Spinnerack, yeah. That sort of thing. Voice artist for Totodile confirmed. Love that, Peter. Yeah, uncanny, isn't it? Uncanny. If anyone has a cry they'd like me to attempt, then please do put it into the chat. And what are we all doing while watching the stream tonight, everybody? We're doing hunts of our own? Are we doing competitive practice? Are we cooking? Are we watching something? I hope we're having a chill one anyway on this Wednesday evening. Just refocus my camera. Well, that didn't work, did it? That's a bit better. Let me see now. What Pokemon flavored questions can I ask you all? You're trying to get your friend to attend a local, but nervous about playing with strangers. Well, I guess that's fair enough, Peter. I'm sure, you know, as I'm sure you're saying to them, it's one of those things that as soon as you attend and you just try it, they'll have so much fun, and you know, everyone's very friendly and welcoming, and we'll meet some great people who will become friends, I have no doubt. I hope. So yeah, I hope that your friend is encouraged to come along. You're juggling 2 children, trying to get them ready for bed, of course. Of course, Alex. You're podcasting the streams. Well, I appreciate you tuning in, however, Alex. So, good luck with the bedtime process. Who is everyone's favourite Pokemon professor from the games? Which characters do we like the most? We need to remind ourselves what we have. Oak, Elm, Birch. List some trees. Why don't we just list some trees? Rowan, that's... wait a second. Yeah, Rowan is Sinnoh, isn't it? Is Rowan a tree? I guess so. Just tree we hear less about. Or at least I've heard of less. What's in Generation 5? Juniper? Yeah, I think it's Juniper. 6 is... Is that Sycamore in 6? 7... Oh, who is it in 7? 8 is Magnolia, I think. And in Generation 9, it's Sada and Turo. So yeah, first time I've thought about that, really. They kind of pivot away from the trees for the first time in Generation 9. The most recent. You're creating ideas for your VGC team, Double T. Nice. What ideas do you have currently? Who is the Generation 7 professor? Is escaping me. Anyway, who's your favourite Pokemon professor from the games? I would say... Clearly it's not 7 for me. I'd probably be able to remember. I mean, Oak is classic, of course. Elm, Generation 2 is my favourite generation, so I do like Elm. But I like Professor Birch's, you know, wears shorts out and about in nature. I like his sort of no nonsense, let's get out there and do this sort of attitude. Having said that, I do like Professor Elm's sort of getting ahead of himself. He's always in a rush. He's always slightly forgetful because he's always thinking about the next idea. Professor Kukui, thank you very much. Alola Rasarola. And welcome to the chat. Makes total sense that you, with your chat name... Well, it's Sabrina. Thank you for clarifying. Welcome, Sabrina. Good to see you. Makes total sense that you would be the one to remind me of the Generation 7 professor, given your online name right now literally has Alola in it. Welcome. Thank you for joining again, Sabrina. I hope you're having a merry day. I hope it's about to get merrier in the stream. If you can't pick Oak, then you're picking Professor Birch easily. Yeah, you and I are both on a Professor Birch wavelength here. Kukui is your favourite, probably, Peter. So good to meet you, Sabrina, in Birmingham a couple of weeks ago, you and Sam. Fantastic to put faces to online names. Remember to like and subscribe. Hope you're doing well. I'm glad, sorry, yeah, glad you're doing well, Sabrina. You'd pick Kukui too. Awesome in the anime. Yeah, the anime isn't something I've seen too much of, I have to say. That's a female Totodile. We can reset there. We are flying through these resets. Was able to do like 400 off stream over the weekend. Approaching 1.5k today. Happy days. We met in Stuttgart. Oh. I had that woolly sweater. I did, yeah. I'm now trying to place you, Peter. Remind me what you were wearing or what we talked about in Stuttgart. But very exciting that we met there. Yeah, hope to see you in London as well, Sabrina. I mean, I'll be there. It's in London. Won't pass that up. But I hope we get to cross paths there. EUIC, who else is going to be attending the Europe International Championships next month? Say next month. As of Saturday, we'll be in February. What? How has that happened, everybody? How are we already a month into the new year. What is going on? Oh, time is just bizarre. I found this since the pandemic. I don't know if anyone else has found this as well. Just time is going ridiculously quickly. And I imagine that, you know, I'd be intrigued to see how quickly I'd find time to be going without the pandemic. I'm sure it would still be going very fast, but I feel like the pandemic did especially strange things with time. Yeah, anyone else find that? Just mention that you like my sweater. Oh well, that's very sweet of you, Peter. But no, it's always fun to have a chat. But thank you for thinking of that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, what would we have talked about? Slash, what would you have been wearing? I'm trying to place you. But either way, I hope that we get to meet again soon. Maybe at EUIC next month. Has anyone heard of this heavily awards-tipped film, The Brutalist, that's came out on Friday, I believe, in the UK anyway? And it's like 3.5 hours long. I personally have never seen a 3-hour film that was worth being 3 hours. How about everyone else? Have you seen incredibly long films that really warranted being that long? Because I'm not... Yeah, I'm not that keen to see a 3.5 hour film. Although, you know, the reviews have been incredible, so who am I to talk? But a film at that runtime immediately sort of puts me off a little bit, I have to say. I can't say, Sabrina, but your finding time is going incredibly fast. January is slow, and then blink and it's Christmas. You're so right there. You're so right. Yeah, Christmas, God, yeah. As we were approaching Christmas last year, I was thinking, how are we already approaching Christmas again? What is going on? Crazy. Definitely felt the effects of time dilation during the pandemic, and researchers have studied it. Yeah. So what specifically is time dilation, Luke? Lord of the Rings trilogy extended. Fair enough, Sam. So you're a Lord of the Rings fan, are you? I think the Lord of the Rings films I would like to give another go to, I have to say. Because I saw them when I was much younger, probably too young to appreciate them fully in the cinema, and not really since, so I'd quite like to give them another go. I've never seen the extended director's cuts. You want to see The Brutalist? As brutalism is another passion. Oh, right. Interesting, Luke. Interesting. Not sure you can handle 3 hours at the cinema, though. I might stream it. Thing is, on the flip side, if there is a place to watch a film that's 3.5 hours long, it probably would be the cinema. You'd probably find it all the more engaging. But I know what you mean. But it's a film that's 3.5 hours long with an intermission or so, I gather. And that's how films used to be. I'm talking as if it's back in my day, but just as part of the hype around the film, you know, they've been saying, well, films used to have an interval when you watch or an intermission when you see them in the cinema. And be longer. So at least there's that. You adore The Lord of the Rings, Sam. Understandable. They're very popular films. You can't sit through a feature film, but you can watch 6 hours of a series in a sitting. That's interesting, isn't it? That's very interesting, Peter. I wonder why that is. I guess with a series, you know that none of the episodes is too long, and maybe that makes you more able to makes you less likely to switch off while watching, because you know each segment isn't going to be too long, sort of thing. That's an interesting point, Peter. To be fair, when I saw No Time to Die in the cinema, the most recent Bond film, that, I don't think it's quite 3 hours, but it's more than 2.5. And I really enjoyed it. It didn't need to be as long as it was, I don't think. It's interesting in No Time to Die, because I feel like the villain, Rami Malek's villain, I think Safin was his name. His plot, I'd have liked to have known more about who specifically he was targeting with the nanobots, that nefarious way of removing people from the picture. I feel like it was a little bit underexplored, specifically who he was targeting with that. But I really enjoyed the film. It's obviously not a perfect film, but so yeah, there are longer films that are done well, of course, but 3.5 hours again, yeah, just seems a little bit too long. And that, of course, opens up questions about the latest James Bond. I mean, it's been a while, hasn't it? No Time to Die came out in the cinemas late 2021. Delayed by the pandemic, of course. Wonder who will be the next James Bond, who the director will be. Anyone have any thoughts? Still haven't seen No Time to Die. Can't even remember if it seems better. Have you seen, try and jog your memory, Sam, Inspector, the villain is Christoph Waltz. Does that ring a bell? Have you seen that? I think the Daniel Craig James Bonds are done so well, and I think that's another tricky thing that they have to face now. How do you follow up on that? They were really good films. They're so watchable. Casino Royale is just the most incredible film. My favourite Bond easily. Any other James Bond fans here? Luke, to answer your question earlier about passions, my brother is passionate about James Bond. He, for him, if he was ill and home from school when he was younger, James Bond is what he would do. He's seen those films multiple times. Absolutely loves them. I think his favourites overall are the Daniel Craig's as well, probably. Don't quote me on that, but I would guess that. Have seen Spectre because you just remembered you have a poster you got in the cinema when you saw it. Right, well, clearly you liked it enough at the time to get a poster, but hasn't left much of an impression on you, Sam. It was the whole 9 Eyes thing. I don't recall that myself, I don't think, Sam. 9 Eyes. What I do recall about Spectre is the... well, there's plenty I recall about Spectre. I don't remember what the 9 Eyes thing is, Sam. I apologise. The opening sequence is so cool. Day of the Dead in Mexico. The camera looks like it's just one long, continuous shot following Bond around. The Mexican influence soundtrack. So cool. Such a cool opening sequence. Your memory is appalling. Oh, no worries, Sam. Nine Eyes is a spying software thing. I don't remember this, but you may well be right. I'd have to see the film again to recall. Speaking of posters, is there any way... Nah, it's a good question, Peter. I'm not sure there is, unfortunately, but... they are cool posters, aren't they? They are done very well. I'm glad you like that design. So, everybody, we'll be reaching 1,500, 1,500 total resets, and then calling it a stream tonight. So, the final 16. And make that 15. Off stream. Always a pleasure to hang out with you all. What have people got coming up this weekend? I will probably, well, I will be spending good quality time with my girlfriend. We weren't able to see each other this past weekend because we were both ill. I was ill from Birmingham and she was ill from what she was up to. And then the previous weekend I was in Birmingham, so we haven't seen each other for a long time. So I'm looking forward to that. But what else? What are people up to this weekend? I think I'll find out on 1,501, Alex. A bold call. Well, let's see. I do have Pokemon Gold. And I could double up on this hunt with Pokemon Gold, but the point of a Dream Team quest is that you find all the Pokemon on the one save file. There's one of the things to make it even more special, but we'll see. We'll see how brutal the encounters are. As to whether I decide to double up or not. Oh, female. We can reset that. Hello, Ben. Shutting and coming in 3, 2, 1. Hopefully that works. Thank you, and good to see you, Ben. Welcome to the chat. One of the merry folk, my Discord community, and if anyone here would like to hop into the merry folk, then the link is below. Come and join Chazingdra Chocolate Factory and join us merry people. We talk about shiny hunting, we talk about competitive, all the treats that the Pokemon video games have to offer. The headphones, Sam, are... But first of all, Ben, how are you doing? Hope you're having a good day. How is your day going? The headphones are Hi-Fi-Man, actually, and I really like them. They were a Christmas present. I did some research into headphones. I needed a new pair. I only had in-ear headphones before these, and they're really comfortable. Crucially, it sounds like I'm selling them, which I'm not, but I just really like them. Crucially, you can see that... You might be able to see there's sort of mesh over this black covering over the ear, rather than being completely sealed and closed, and that means that it's so much more breathable for the ears, which I really dislike having ears that are getting warm if I'm wearing headphones, so that's great. It also means that I can wear them and still hear things around me. Good quality audio though, they're comfortable, I like the design, yeah. So these are Hi-Fi-Man, Sam. And, as is evident, I recommend them. Your day is going well. EUIC prep has properly got underway. Good for you, Ben. Yeah, Ben, you had such a fantastic result at the Birmingham Regional Championships recently, 5-3. Let's hope you can just keep building on that for EUIC. I've no doubt you can. The hunt's going fine, thank you, Ben. I mean, not much to report. We're approaching 1,500, so at least that's... You know, it feels like we're in significant numbers now, as opposed to just getting started with this hunt. But otherwise, today I've been working on the Birmingham 8192 challenge video, Ben. which hopefully will come out on Friday. So, looking forward to you all seeing that. Of course, Ben, you were there. And have we listened to today's episode of the podcast featuring Adef, Pokemon science and maths content creator? Looking forward to you all watching or listening to that episode. It's on the channel. It's also on Spotify. It's linked below as well, actually, that chat with Adef. If you haven't seen any of Adef's videos, any of Adef's maths and science in Pokemon games videos, you're going to want to check them out. It's fascinating. He's doing something really different. And 40 more episodes of the podcast to enjoy. And the podcast goes on. More guests all the time. I'm glad you're looking forward to it, Ben. Glad you're looking forward to the video. It's only going to be about like 10 minutes long, but fun to shine a light on that shiny hunting experience. So, Ben, you are tuning in just at the end. We're going to hit 1,500 resets, and then we will stop for the evening. So hopefully you're bringing the luck with you today. If I could get any guests for the podcast, if I could reach to anyone, and language barriers weren't a thing, who would I want? That's a really good question, Peter. And here's something I've given some thought to. The ideal aspiration for the podcast at some point would be to have someone like Ed Sheeran on. Because he's clearly a big Pokemon fan. Recorded that song, Celestial, for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So it'd be cool to have a big name like that who happens to play Pokemon. And that's increasingly what I'm aiming the podcast to be. People who just play Pokemon but are well known outside of it as well. So that's my answer to that, Peter. Thank you, Ben, for providing the luck. Good question, Peter. Are we going to have a shiny Totodile to surprise us for the end of stream? 5 more resets, everybody. 5 more. And that will mean that we will have done nearly 200 in tonight's stream, which is decent effort. The key with shiny hunting is what you're doing in the background, be it listening to a podcast, like Chazingdra Chats, or watching a podcast, like Chazingdra Chats, or a video on YouTube, like my try that again. Rewind. A video on YouTube, like my Birmingham 8192 Shiny Challenge video dropping on Friday. Look out for that. Hopefully Friday. Or a film, or listening to music, or whatever. It's the shiny hunting is just sort of automatic, what your fingers are doing, but your main entertainment is what you're focusing on in the background, and that makes the encounters fly by. Or, of course, just hanging out with such lovely people as you. End of stream talk. Heath, you and your names. That's me. Thank you for joining. Sorry that you've missed most of it, but there's always the brilliant Diamond soloing it with Lady Anne tomorrow, where we'll be battling Cyrus, we'll be battling the final gym. Cannot wait for that, so hope to see you there, Heath. How's your day going? Hope you're having a very merry one. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. Yes, I hope I can get Ed Sheeran on the podcast as well at some point. Would be incredible. You were doing laundry. You didn't miss anything, Double T. We're still going full Totodile. Talking a bit about James Bond. I was saying that a dream guest on the podcast would be Ed Sheeran. Saw someone like that. You know, someone who clearly likes Pokemon but is a big name in themselves. Or by their own right. And we're going to reach 1500, so 2 more resets and then stop. Double T, but I'm pleased that you're here for the end. HDV. Thank you, Heath. Noted. Beat the score they got in San Antonio. EUIC 8192. Yeah, well, hopefully some kind of EUIC 8192. Watch this space, Ben. Excited to watch Iris in action tomorrow. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Iris can accomplish. Saving the world, hopefully. Iris is raring to go as well. No, please don't apologise for being late, Heath. It's always a pleasure to see you whenever you can. And I realise that, you know, there's a big time difference we're working with here. Yeah, no, you're very welcome to hop in whenever, Heath. It's always a pleasure to see you. It's been a day, not a bad day, just a day. Fair enough. Oh, 21. But, you know me. We always do a bonus reset. So, Alex, we'll see if the shiny is going to happen on the 1501. Let's see. And I hope you have a restful rest of the day, Heath. After your day in capitals. Next one is the shiny Peter. Let's see. Last one. Bonus one. Is this going to be the one? So much hype for this check. Can you imagine if it is? It's male, at least. So we are going to get to the status screen. Is it going to have an HP of 20? If not, it can't be shiny. 21. Well, we can't end on one that's female or HP 21. So. Second song hit Spotify a couple of days ago. Hey! Congratulations, Heath. That's exciting. Looking forward to listening. What's it called? So it wasn't 1501, Alex. Is it going to be 1502? It's HP 20. Is it going to be shiny? No. I mean, we can't be too surprised about that, can we? Nope. Just a regular Totodile. 1502 resets so far, everybody. Good progress. Really good progress tonight. Well, that's a regular Totodile. Here's a regular Charlie, but a very merry Charlie. But merry is, you know, literally in my name. And so Merry is regular when you're talking about me, if that makes any sense. For the final time, everybody, please do make sure... Excuse me. Still getting over my little cold I picked up in Birmingham. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. I realise that sometimes people think they have when they actually haven't. So if you just make sure and then go from there, that would be hugely appreciated. Nearly at 660 subscribers. Might have hit that now. We're on the road to 700. Like 10 subscribers in the last day or two, which is amazing. So let's keep that going. Would be hugely, hugely appreciated. Channel membership stuff is on the way, everybody. Slow progress on that front, and I apologise. Just so much to sort out, but I hope that things will be underway on that front. Well, things already are underway, but I hope that things will be being set up for that very soon, so keep your eyes on the channel. All my socials linked below. I'm at Chazingdra, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok. Come and follow along with everything that there is going on. I will see you back here on this very channel, 5:45 tomorrow, GMT, to continue soloing Pokemon Brilliant Diamond with Iris, our Ledian. We are going to be saving the world from Cyrus and Team Galactic, and then taking on the 8th and final gym leader in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. So it's going to be a bumper stream featuring Iris tomorrow. Soloing the game with Ledian has been quite the experience. I'm loving it. It's such a roller coaster. Who knows how much progress we'll be able to make tomorrow? Who knows how many more KOs Iris will receive, as in how many more times Iris will be knocked out, and we'll add to our Iris KO counter there. Hope to see you there so we can share in that experience tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun. 5:45 GMT on this channel. Discord community link below. If anyone's not in there yet, it would be a pleasure to hang out off stream, share love for all the Pokemon, for all that the Pokemon video games have to offer. That's linked below. Got my Patreon link below if you want to support me as a creator, but obviously fundamentally, of course, no worries at all if not. Plenty more content on the channel, including my podcast, Chazingdra Chats, taking a stroll through the life stories of people in the Pokemon community, discovering the 6 Pokemon on their dream team along the way. Today's episode featuring Adef came out today, of course. Someone who makes videos about maths and science within Pokemon games and such fantastic findings that they have come across. So make sure you check out Adef's Maths and Science in Pokemon Games videos, as well as the interview, really interesting interview that I did with Adef. That's linked below. It's on the channel, and plenty more episodes of the podcast on the channel too, with a broad range of guests, VGC, TCG, and beyond, casual players as well, and YouTubers and shiny hunters, etc. There's bound to be something for everyone. So then, everybody, let me just catch up on these messages here. Yeah. No chance tonight, Peter, but oh well. It's been a pleasure hanging out with you. Thanks so much for hopping into the chat. Instrumental track called Grieving Grandsons. Wow, Heath. Interesting. I look forward to checking that out at some point. I'm glad that you enjoyed the vibes, Alex, and thank you for bringing the hype. Thank you for suggesting that a shiny was imminent, but who knows? Maybe next time. Maybe next time. You have a great evening as well, Alex. Glad you enjoyed the stream, Peter. Hope to see you tomorrow for the next one. You take care too. See you tomorrow. Start the Iris chant a day early. Let's go, Ben. Cannot wait to see you there. Cannot wait for more Iris gaming. Have a wonderful rest of your evening as well, Sam. And thank you, Luke. Thank you for hanging out. Always a pleasure to see you. And thank you again for your very thoughtful question about passions beyond Pokemon. Have a merry rest of your evening. And Double T, see you tomorrow. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream so much. And hope you have a wonderful day and night as well. See you for Iris tomorrow, everybody. Let's see if our little Lady Ann can beat Pokemon Brilliant Diamond all by itself. My beat in this stream, I mean just beating Cyrus, beating the 8th gym. And then we're on to the Elite Four. My goodness. And everybody, thanks so much for hanging out. Thank you for bringing the shiny luck. Always a pleasure to see you. Have a very merry rest of your day.